let's call the other meeting, the regular meeting, to order.
Okay,
Roll call
Bugnet,
again.
Bugnet.
Here.
Costa Vito,
Here.
Eagle,
Here.
Flores, absent, Cotsinis,
Here.
Hamilton,
Here.
Sutton.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mission statement: to enrich, empower, and enlighten the people of the Warren-Newport Public Library District. Public comment. Does anyone wish to address the board in public comment? Do we have any written correspondence this morning?
No. we don't have it.
All right, then let's move on to our facilities improvement plan on page 5.
Okay, let me do this. Sean Kelly from Esmer Anderson. Sean, have you met the board in person, or is this your
Not
first?
ever, it's my first time in
Okay.
person. I feel like I'm gonna disappoint some of them because I have to pick a side. So yeah, I am a principal at Emory Anderson. I work with Joe Huberty, who you probably have met here several times. Joe and I lead the library department for our firm. So I'm here to walk you through where we're at today with the project, and answer any questions that you might have. So I'm gonna start with some schedule updates. We've kind of ended this construction back. So a design project is broken up into many different phases. The phases that we just completed are the design phase for the architectural side. We're still working through some furniture items. We have a meeting tomorrow to go over those. So those aren't finalized yet, but the architectural side of the building, which includes things like flooring, paints, things like that that a contractor would do, are completed, and we are out to bid officially. So over the next month, a little over a month, we're going to be publicly bidding the project. It is on the streets right now. It's available to the public to download and review the documents. Through this process, we will have a pre-bid meeting here at the library with your construction manager, Shales Construction. They will run that. I will be present. We will kind of walk all the contractors through the project. That, I think, occurs next week, Tuesday. Yeah, that's right. So we'll have that here. During that bidding time, we also respond to addendums, so we'll issue those. And then we'll have a public bid opening here at the library on the 10th. And Shales McNutt will start scope reviews along with Edward Anderson. We'll review that, and then we give the library a recommendation moving forward. So you have your award on the 22nd. After that, we would move into the construction phase. That would be the end of the bidding phase. We'd move into construction. Yeah. Construction, some people think that doesn't mean that they'll be starting the next day on the project. We have to go through procurement, so the contractors will submit documents to us, we'll review them, and then they'll buy the products. Those products take shipping, so we build like in a procurement time. Construction is actually set to begin in basically the middle of February right now. Construction is intended to take about 96 days, and you can see here phase 1 and phase 1A. So this is a phased project. The 1 is basically all of the youth services, and we'll kind of go over that. I have some plans to kind of show what that is. The bulk of the project will happen in a single phase. 1A, which is why we didn't call it phase 2, 1 doesn't actually stop. 1 keeps going. You can see that 1 and 1A have the same ending time, but we need to get into the adult services area, as you'll see, and do some work. That work doesn't take 96 days, or 75, it takes 22 days. So we're gonna, 1A is a small piece where we do need to shut down some of the adult services area, and we'll see that. We then do closeout and punch list, and then finally the furniture and moving installation at the end. A couple of documents from Shales McNutt. These have been included in the bid documents, but this is kind of how the contractors will be using the site, where they're going to put the dumpster, the pathways they'll have to take during construction, so all the contractors know. We can probably go to the next page. It'll be way more exciting.
Oops.
Does that dumpster placement impact our handicap accessible parking at all?
No, it's outside the handicap accessible. It will be included include a fenced-in area, so it won't be an open dumpster.
Okay, great.
This is probably a little bit more what you know inside the building. The orange area is intended to be that phase one. Phase 1A is going to happen for kind of that month-long, 22 days is what they have, process where we have to cut in some additional electrical into the floor. So for that short period of time, we're going to shut down some of the adult services area, consolidate and protect, but the majority of the project is in orange. We will talk about this green area later in the presentation because it's actually an alternate price. So there's base bid work, which is all the work up here, and then there's an alternate price right here, which we'll go over. And then just to note, this room, your meeting room at the end, will be converted into a temporary youth services space during construction. There are much more detailed plans than that, but I didn't want to walk you through the entire set. This is a more of a simplified version of what's going on. So the next slide, this is the bulk of the work. I'm going to quickly review this because I know it is review, but if you need me to stop and go over things in more detail, I'm happy to do that. So we actually move on to the next slide.
Yep.
This shows where the collections are going to be located in youth services. Anything in this light blue color is our marketplace. So the popular or moving collections. We've got this light green is picture books and easy readers, so the younger readers. We've got the dark green, which is all the juvenile books, which is older. We do have some collections for books, basically within Coco's Cove. So we are keeping some collections within the play area.
Sorry to interrupt, David, nice to see you as well. We've, in the strategic planning process, we've done a little bit of collections analysis, and one of the things we've seen, just at a static point, one moment in time, is that the circulation in the marketplace is in fact significantly above what we're seeing in collections. So hopefully this is good.
Yeah, I think, and we are expanding that as well over in this area. You can see there's a little bit of light blue within the adult collections. Teen, major adult areas. We've got some media and genre within the back. These are intended to be new lower collections, so this whole area should feel much more open than it does today. This is still your existing collection, so this still is your taller shelves.
Does that include fiction and nonfiction?
No,
No,
just
just the
fiction.
fiction. Okay,
The nonfiction still stays.
still staying where it is.
The next slide shows some of the seating zone. So use the same colors, only so many colors. It's like what, 4? All the light blue is intended to be more juvenile-based seating. So we've got the built-in booths. We've got some older or some higher top tables. This is more of an active zone area. So we have some craft tables as well as some other lounge seating, gaming as a possibility, and some side tables. I'm using the light green to represent computers. We did bring 2 computers into this area. I think that you guys are made aware of that for adults, adult children kind of activities. The dark green here, more family-based seating right outside Coco's Cove. You still have your booths. Probably should have been a different color than blue, but because these are for everyone. Computers, we did increase the computers. We're up to 12 in this area. Or no, 10 plus a simple scan and some other areas with the other 2 over here. So that represents the computers. The light orange is more lounge-based seating. So this could be booth seating. This could be just lounge chairs. We actually have some sample pictures for you to see in upcoming slides. The yellow is kind of a combination of study and lounge. So it's kind of a lounge study chair. Best of both worlds. And then we have the light orange, the super light orange right here, which is just standard study tables, which are typical.
And there's still seating inside Coco's Cove.
Yes, I didn't actually highlight that, which I probably should have, but we have
Yeah, I can
We
tell
have
that those
lots
are,
of
okay,
seating.
okay, good.
significant amount of adult seating
That's
as well
important,
as kids seating.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I didn't highlight that. Sure.
For that light orange that we're seeing, what type of tables are you putting there? Is that similar to what we have in the quiet reading room, or more like what we have in the other space now?
It's a standard. It would be a standard 2-person size table, so you're talking typically 30 by 42, and chairs.
And also there's you mentioned the bar seating that looks out the window.
Yeah.
Some bar seating at the end here as well. Single seat bar seating.
Oh.
And I do have example pictures of this. You'll be able to see them or not. This is more kind of giving you the version of, there's still quite a bit of collections mixed in with the project in terms of floor area.
Will there be any electrical outlets or plugins for computers on tables back here? Or?
Yes, every single one of these tables will have power.
Okay.
And every single one of these will have power. All of these will have power.
Okay.
And I believe there's wall outlets here for those. So yes, everything is, but as much, we've added a significant amount of power. Not every single seat has power, but the majority of seats.
What about the kids' booths? Power in there too?
Yes,
Okay,
they all have
perfect.
power.
Okay,
Yep. They have one above the counter, which is also USB based.
okay,
So,
great.
so we went through a lot of different design iterations, looked at a lot of different options here. What I'm going to, this is kind of showing the flooring pattern. So we are not doing anything with your existing flooring in the adult side. I mean, we are going to pull some up and put it back because we have to put in some floor boxes. But from moving from this level over, we're coming in with a neutral palette to kind of make the transition between what you have into what's new. And then we're sprinkling in, the next page actually shows the carpet in more detail.
You wanna go to the next page?
Yeah, different colors. So we've got all of these different color patterns. I will give you some level of notice that the colors on the screen will never match the actual physical samples, but we went through many different options. We took them out there, we looked at them in the sun, in the light, we looked at them in the out of direct sunlight, and we think this is going to be a really nice color palette. We have some renderings that have come here before, but generally it's mostly carpet with some hardscape areas in specific zones to deal with messy activities.
Can we go back to the other slides so if you can kind of get a sense of where all those colors go?
Yeah, so this is an LVT zone in the top. So this is a hardscape, and then we basically are transitioning using colors to represent some important areas without locking you into a layout. So we feel this is still flexible as you go forward in the future, but still provides you with some activity in the floor. Your ceilings are high, they're great, they're unified, but it's not really the place to bring in some of the color and activity. I'm playing interior designer today. I work with a seller. So this includes some of the carpets as well as wall finishes that will be going in, fabrics that are going in the booths, so the booths will have a upholstered seat. So we've got more of a vinyl-based wipeable product as the seat, and then we've got still a wipeable back, but the backing has a little bit more flying pop. You can see that in the renderings. This is that LVT flooring. We have a lot of acoustical panels that we're introducing into the space, and I'll point those out in the rendering.
Is that the ones that looks like grass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those, as well as that's also an acoustical panel that will be available. And they do show up in the renderings, and I think just want to give you a sense that they all work together. Cuckoo's Cove is a little brighter, so we took a lot of the same and then just went a little bit brighter with those similar. We still have some things that tie things together in terms of flooring and acoustic panels, but then some of the paint sketches a little bit brighter. And then we're reusing your existing paint because we're not planning to repaint your entire. This is a picture of the booths. So we've got, as you can see, the fabric, the two different fabrics for the seat and the back. The tables, I strategically placed people so you can't see the outlets. They are there. Top of they each have a light in there, fully engineered with fire sprinklers. Some seating in this area. We have mostly two-person booths. We have a couple one-person booths, and we do have an open booth at the end, which is accessible.
Okay.
And the ceiling lights in booths are operated by the staff, not by people in the booth?
They're part of the building, so it'll come out with the building.
Yeah.
Good question. That was actually covered. You can kind of see in the back, I think we might have a better picture, but there's some of the acoustic panels that we're putting in the corner there, help with the sound. Okay. Train, looking into Coco's Cove. This is your existing entryway. We're actually reusing your doors. We're creating a vaulted opening. This is all acoustical panel. On the front, the sides actually paint, but these are 3 levels of acoustic panels here, just kind of bringing in a little additional sound control in the area, as well as adding the color and the brightness to it. So these are from before. We have the little children's entry as well. So all of this kind of works nicely together. That's your second exit that we did and then had to add to that. Inside Coco's Cove, majority of the floor in here is a carpet. Carpet is going to be your most acoustic base level. It also adds a little bit of cushion because I assume there might be some rowdy playing here from time to time.
Yeah.
With all the different.
Are these carpet tiles?
They are all carpet.
So we can remove and, awesome.
Yep. And it's generally pretty similar in here so that you don't have to kind of find what carpet it is. We do have some resilient flooring in the baby garden, which I think is in the next image. But in general, we're keeping your lights, raising them up a little bit based on the structures. You can see the acoustic panels there, and then we did add some more acoustic panels to match the entry into the story time. And you can see all the seating around the edges.
I forgot about the story time room. Is that getting?
Not
Not in
this.
this phase.
Oh, okay. That's why I was like, wait, it just
Just the
dawned
entry.
on me. Okay.
I don't see where I thought you said there were going to be the picture books in that
There
wall.
are some of the,
They're
Back
around-
here
you
along
don't
the
see
wall.
along the wall right
Yeah.
here behind the
I really like that idea.
I do
of
too.
board books.
Just the board books. Yeah,
Just the
exactly.
They're
You
in
can't
like
mess
a,
them up.
a
Right.
flippable bin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bin style. So some of these bring where we've narrowed down furniture, but we haven't made final selections. That is a lot of what we're doing tomorrow, especially with finishes. What you're seeing here is kind of the furniture in the use. So we've got some high top tables and some chairs. We've got some shaped tables in the corners here. This is a rolling cart that can have a monitor on one side or any sort of writable surface if that's what you'd like on the other. With some more loungy gaming type chairs in the corner, some computer tables, and then we're bringing in that same chair that you've already used in the marketplace into this area, just in a different color. So that's basically this area. Inside Coco's Cove, we've got some fun children's seats and tables. Tested out a lot of different furniture, found some very comfortable options for caregivers in that area, as well as some fun children's chairs
Have
that go
you
with it.
found that like around the in the middle picture on the side where there's like open storage underneath,
Mhm.
that actually for kids that little don't like pull everything out, put everything like it seems a little
Is it gonna have stuff in it? Is that what you're
right,
asking?
and like kids hiding in there. Like I'm thinking about my own kids. They take everything out, they crawl in and like don't know,
That's the
won't
fun.
put anything
That's
back.
the
I just
fun.
didn't know if
That's
there's
the fun.
like, is there any safety risk involved in
They're
that?
all open, no doors, so that's.
They are open. We haven't had issues in the past. Generally, like games
Yeah.
or a few things are stored there just to pick up. The inside is actually baby jail, and it's painted all the way around. And we are reusing your manipulatives on the wall that you already have.
Oh, good.
So, and this is a hard surface, so there is a hard surface inside in case of
In the corral, it's a hard
mess in the corral,
Oh, sorry.
not baby jail.
Corral's like a little softer.
But yeah, we have used that. Other libraries have stacked some board books there to grab. They've put bins of toys in there that can be pulled out. That's generally what we see that use.
And the bottom picture would be where in Coco's
Yeah,
Cove?
so this
I
doesn't-
really like that
Yeah,
configuration.
this is something kind of late add, and the drawings don't represent it yet.
Oh,
And we're planning to kind of put that either here or in the middle here as some movable seating, like
yeah,
very,
nice.
like things that adults can sit on and kids can sit on together.
Gender seating.
It is a little bit.
I like it.
So that's either going to be here or in this area here.
Great.
And then the play,
Here's the fun stuff.
yeah, play structures. We've got the bin style book collections that will be in there. We've got we're reusing those, most of them from here. In the two different houses that will be, we've got the performance style and then the real play. this is generally a big overview that gives you kind of context of how the floor works. Again, the colors seem a little bit different. They aren't. They're the same as what you saw before. Kind of show you some of the different seating and areas. I did want to point out one thing. We are repainting all of this area, and we're repainting this wall here. And based on the color scheme and where we're going, we are removing the mural in this project.
We're removing the murals?
We're painting over it.
Are we putting it somewhere else, or you haven't thought about that yet?
It's a painted mural, so,
Paint over it.
so we were
Is that
planning
on
to
the
paint over
survey?
mural. It is going away,
Yeah.
or was planning to go away in the future projects.
Yeah.
And based on the color scheme there, as well as the booths that are in front of it, we thought that this would be the right time to remove that.
Unless you wanna chip it off and put it in somebody's living room.
You get digital copies of it, right? So.
I really
I'm
like our
assuming
mural.
it's been.
I know, Joe.
I did, so when we had our last meeting, it was in, they said this to us, and I was like, you know, like, you're gonna have to tell the board, because I know there's some passionate people on the board that really love murals, so. Do you wanna talk about why that's important, Sean, that like, it's something that's, it's not, it's, I mean, you tell me, why you're
So-
proposing it.
The current color scheme does not complement it well. It's hidden by most of the new mods that you put in. And it's kind of at its end of life in terms of murals. It is going away, or was planned to go away in future phases. So we thought this might be the project to do it in. It doesn't necessarily have to be. This isn't the sword I'm willing to like to die, but I felt like this would be a really reasonable time to do that and address that this area is kind of, if you ever proceed with this project, this was envisioned differently than what it is today, and this wall was.
I mean, and we can always do like a new mural contest type thing and have it
I think it was
designed
was
and
it-
painted on.
Was it documented that when you had it, like?
I don't
have you
know,
got
'cause
pictures
George-
and the history to it?
Yeah,
So this is before I joined the board.
Oh,
That
okay.
mural does predate
same,
me.
me too.
It was part of the last renovation that was put in, so
Yeah.
that was about 15 years ago.
Okay,
And the intent behind it, if I understand correctly, was that it's supposed to represent the movement from the children's to the adult area.
Right.
okay,
Mm.
right,
So you can actually see the elements of, the childhood going into the adult
Adult
reader.
oh, okay. No, I'm just a history, and I like to, if I wanted to see what the library looked like in 1950, if we had it, They'll remember that. And so before we destroyed it, I wanted to make sure that
We have it documented somewhere.
it was documented.
I would actually suggest that you retake pictures of the
Yeah.
entire space right before you do
Yeah,
the tour.
Absolutely.
So you
Yeah.
can do-
We could-
Particularly the areas you didn't touch with like the marketplace or whatever, it'll be pretty dramatic and you wanna really promote.
The before and after.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
so
idea.
Don't want
Especially for social media.
protest.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was just thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the future, if we, George, we could take a nice photo of it. I'm not being sarcastic, and then we could,
No.
we could
Frame
frame it
it.
and put it in one of the small meeting rooms.
Designers do stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, to
Yeah.
like just make it more like of an artistic piece
Mhm.
instead of the full mural. You know, like
Well,
incorporate it
And
into.
if sometime we want to do something historically from when the library began to
Yeah.
now, that might be
Yeah.
something we could do when we introduce the new piece, so.
I will be missing the mural, consider me displeased
sorry,
about that part of the
George.
project.
Yeah.
I accept the will of the board on this one.
Well, we'll just promote the Superman booth so that they're all.
That's Superman booth. I like it.
Not the Dr. Who booths.
They're really not big
The
around the
TARDIS.
inside, I can tell you that from first experience.
Not a,
Not
not a TARDIS.
Not a TARDIS on the inside, that's
A
for sure.
reverse TARDIS.
Anyway. All right, well,
Well, I do want to pause here because if there is more discussion or there's more questions, happy to go over that.
I just think it needs to be documented.
I agree
before you-
with you.
I think that's a good idea.
I do too.
And also, I think Sean pointed this out, but the point, I'm a big fan of the points, like color scheme, but that's also going to go away as well, and it really needs to because it doesn't match the space any
The
longer.
rest of it,
As much as I love that, so
We're trying to give you some fun acoustic panels.
yeah, I mean the acoustic panels are very cool. Though. They're going to be nice. Yeah.
And honestly, if you're coming to the library, you're not looking for a mural in your books. You're there for another
well,
reason.
it was a warm fuzzy, I think.
Yeah.
That was the idea.
But I think it's not an essential part of making the library function.
Well, I think the rest
So
of
a
it's
photo of it.
being modernized now.
Right, so
you
a photo
know.
of it
It'll
goes
look
with,
more out of
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Good enough. George will bring you flowers.
So, well,
George
just
Napolitan.
don't want it to be another bookmobile
Yeah,
with the
that people might
public.
get upset that it's gone, yeah.
We don't pull the mural in front of people's houses.
No.
But it's
Right.
but it's an important point. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
If
no, I
they're-
just meant from a public
Standpoint.
standpoint, maybe make people aware. You don't have to point it out, but it could be a bullet point in, in the overall plan.
Yeah.
Maybe we include a rendering that includes the new color scheme.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
that space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't. Yeah, and we
Yeah.
don't. I mean, obviously, we just have this today, so now that we have these new renderings, we can put them out. So,
Yeah,
Well, and it's already semi-covered anyway.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying.
if we haven't had a lot of pushback yet, maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, I'd
good
still
point,
like
though.
it, have a picture of it.
I'm with you.
We can go into the next.
oh, next slide. Okay.
So this is giving you some idea of some of the things that we've looked at. This is the work study option. You've got these lounge chair enclosed ones. These are kind of representing this area here. We have some more traditional swivel that come back chairs in this area over here. The booth, the double booth actually happens in this as a separation right here that you can get to from both sides, and it is powered. And then we have a sketch here. We've worked with assistance furniture manufacturer to create a pinwheel based all standard products into a pinwheel form for the computers. So this allows somewhat privacy from other people, not privacy for themselves, but privacy from other users in this area. So we've got a couple of pinwheels in here, and then more of a traditional bench. This is some of the tables and side tables that would be available for.
The top booth that you said could be, where would that be planned to go?
These are right here.
Okay. Did you say that is a lounge? Like, is that lounge?
Those are work pods, so that's where you go in, you're sitting and you can now put a book, you can put a laptop, you can put a phone or whatever and choose exactly where it's gonna go, so it's very ergonomic, it's also very comfortable.
Okay. Does the seat itself
Doesn't
move?
recline, no.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
the
it's got a
seat
little bit of
is
give to it, but it's not.
Not a
it's-
lazy
just
boy.
the
It's
desk
fixed.
portion.
Yes.
So we don't have.
The desk portion is fixed also.
No, the desk
Yeah,
was.
Okay, that swivels.
No
so,
sleeping in
okay.
the pod.
So in the photo next to it, where it's like this comfy chair with a mini side of a cubicle, is that a little table, like
Yeah.
On the
Mhm.
sides there, yeah.
something
Yeah.
that they give, because otherwise I don't know.
And
where
it
it
would
would sit.
swivel.
It would swivel.
Just sit.
It's also, it's a tablet art.
And one thing to mention about those
Yeah,
furniture, I
what
know I mentioned it before, is that staff, including myself, Katie, Rebecca, we saw this furniture. We went to other libraries that are using it, and not all of it, but a lot of it. And asked. So, for example, we went to Fremont. Got that's called the Brody. So we got feedback, and how do your patrons like this? And so we invested a lot of time into investigating this furniture to make sure it would suit different users. And as David always talks about, you can see there's a lot of different furniture for different users and different needs.
Yeah.
I mean, there will be people that love those Brodies, there will be people that hate those Brodies.
Yeah.
It's like everything else.
And
So,
now we're in a Brody this morning.
I do see a
That's
lot
an ottoman?
fewer,
Yes.
Okay.
there's a lot fewer study carrels here, individual study carrels. How are we seeing utilization of the current study carrels? Is there going to be enough individual study seating?
Yeah,
The
there's,
Brodies are study carrels. So instead of sitting outside three walls, looking into the three walls, you're sitting inside three walls, looking out. That's the idea.
There are really no study carrels,
Okay.
like traditional study carrels that you chance.
So nothing like what we have in the quiet reading room now.
No. We don't tend to see those used much anymore, and I know that you have some already in another space. So one of the thoughts here was to, I guess, create more of a lounge zone. I mean, these are also enclosed.
Okay.
That they have sides to it. This is open seating here, so this is all open. There's no shielding.
But the activity that you used to see take place, and so like I'm working with your firm, but not with you personally, on Boise State University. They have study carrels, and they have those Brody loungers, that exact one there. When the last time I was there for a week, and during the whole week, there was not more than a half an hour when I could get at one of their 12 Brody lounges. I could have had a carol any day at any time. They were the most popular furniture for study. We're doing the exact same thing.
Is that just the rendering, or is that the color palette? All the gray?
None of the colors that you're seeing will be the colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will not provide us with samples of the colors that are.
Interesting.
Well, right, because almost everything is custom. Like it's a fabric that we'll pick from. I would say like custom is a weird way to put. They're all OEM fabric.
Right. Yeah.
Their
But
fabric line is forever.
But you get to choose.
You get to
Yes.
choose from them, and they give it to you in a very
Ah.
neutral color. Almost all furniture comes in a neutral color because, like, oh, I hated orange, but you showed me an orange chair, so that was out. But yeah, these are not the colors. The colors will be
That's
selected.
what I see.
So is that the same for the teen or whatever we're calling it, that youth, those,
The boots?
yeah. Are those fabrics that we saw?
Those are there. Those are real because that's an actual architectural item. It's built in, and we've
Okay.
selected it.
Oh, it already has been selected. That's the only thing that I haven't cared for.
Okay.
Which,
Really?
which is that? The two different
The
colors?
one with the light.
Oh, the pod?
Yeah, the pod with the light. That is the only one. Everything has a modern, everything, that particular, go back one more, please.
Is that the ones like all the animals? and
No,
stuff?
I like that. Go back one more.
That one? It
For
looks
some
50s.
reason, that UPH one, it's very hospital /
50s.
No, see, I
but
think,
not 50s
I
in a
think
good
mod
way.
Paris 50s.
It's like it's just for whatever reason, the one thing that has stuck out to me as something I don't prefer. But whatever, again, is this the hill that
I kind of like it.
Well, one of the reasons that I'll
I think we're gonna
pick
stick
to
with
is to kind of mimic some of the shapes and the forms that we're doing in this space.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't just say this is what you're going to use. We looked at a lot of different fabrics for this, and we thought that this pulled in a lot of the other shapes and ideas in the space,
Okay.
as well as the color palette.
Okay.
Um,
The color palette I'm not against. It's more of just the design itself. Like I love that one in the kids space that has the animal in the yeah.
See, that's the one I don't care for.
Well, good thing we don't have to
We'll
choose
never
this.
get
This is not.
consensus.
Oh, yeah,
out of our
exactly.
purview. Let it go.
The only reason I asked, you see, I refrained from saying that for a long time until you said this isn't the actual, and then I was like, oh,
I could bring it out.
So
yeah.
See,
in
and for
this
me, I was
rendering,
like scary
Okay.
jungle animals.
like the table,
Yeah.
finishes to be determined. The chairs to be determined.
Okay.
But
But
as
that
a
is
built-in
built in.
element is
Yeah.
decided.
Okay.
That's part of the construction.
Okay.
And the
decided.
color.
So I should say the furniture itself, we've narrowed it down, and tomorrow's going to be a lot of finish selection for that.
Okay.
Which is different than we wanted to make sure we had the architecture out as soon as possible to meet the June.
Yeah.
And one thing that's really important to mention is we're reusing those teal shelves that are in Coco's. So to save money, we were stuck with the teal.
Yeah, yeah.
So we had to kind of go with
Right.
colors that were going to work with the shelving that we had. So I think that's an important point to make.
No
I'm
problem.
not
No
opposed to the
problem.
colors.
No,
scheme
no,
at all.
it's,
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
love the colors.
I don't know why I have such a hang up on that.
It's okay, it's a teen room, you won't be in there.
Exactly. I won't. I'll be like, ew.
You'll be in a study
Teenagers.
pod on
Wait,
the other
you have
side.
a team, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's meant to repel you.
Exactly, that's what I mean, I'm like, ugh.
Get away, Mom. Busy. Totally fine. I know.
And just as a reminder, we have our Raj, our auditor, who's, I'll text him when we're done, but I,
Oh, sorry.
you know,
Yeah,
no,
go
no,
ahead.
no,
Go,
it's
go.
fine. I just wanted to,
So I told you to come back to this.
Oh, yeah.
If anyone remembers,
Yes.
this green area right here, that's your main entry, it's your red ceiling. We have an alternate plan to remove all of that and go back with a much more simple, white, very reflective. If this does come in within budget, I think you're gonna see a pretty dramatic increase in the perceived level of light. You'll have the same amount of light. It'll just feel brighter, it'll seem brighter.
It'll make the corridor feel larger too.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that's one alternate one. And we do have a second alternate. This is, we have kind of like a sloped ceiling in Coco's Cove. This is this little blue line here. It's in a little bit of disrepair in terms of the panels itself, and some of the lighting is a little bit dated. We wanted to change it out, but we understood that we have budget constraints, so we have included this as alternate 2. So what alternate 2 includes is taking out the ceiling and re-putting it in, putting in some new lighting that will, I think, complement the space. It'll be nondescript. We still have the globes over here, and then because we had to shift some of the lights around because of the booths, one of the other options that we wanted to do is a more decorative acoustic fixture in the corner here. That would also be part of alternate 2. That light fixture can stay. The only reason to replace it would be to add some color and light to that area. It's an aesthetic recommendation.
and just so the board understands what alternates is, some of you probably understand, some of you don't. So we'll get the bids back and we'll get the base bid for the bulk of the project, and then there'll be these alternates. And if we can afford to do them, we can. But if, let's say, oh, that base bid is taking up all of our budget, maybe we can do alternate 2, but we can't do alternate 1, right? So the board will get to make that decision when we look at the.
You don't have to do any of these. You can do none. You can do all, or any combination.
Okay. Question about the carpeting. Are there any cost savings because you have so many different types of carpet chosen? Would there be any cost saving to just choosing one? And
The answer is yes, but not as much because it's all basically from the same manufacturer.
oh, okay.
So it's not like if we were going from manufacturer to manufacturer, yes, that would be extremely expensive because it'd be a lot of low quantity purchases. You're buying a large quantity of several different carpets.
Okay.
So yes, because many different carpets still does cost a little bit more, but not, we're talking pennies per square foot, we're not talking major.
Large dollars. Okay, thank you.
So I don't want to mislead you with, yes, it would be cheaper to do a single carpet everywhere, but not significantly. This is within the budget that we.
And when SMC did estimates, we came back and had a meeting, we looked at the different options, and we made some changes to the project based on estimates. So for example, in Coco's Cove, we weren't thinking about carpet in there.
Right.
We wanted a rubbery floor, but we realized, looking at the estimates, we wouldn't be able to afford it, so we pivoted to carpet, so.
Okay.
Carpet also does offer acoustic.
Right,
Yes.
yes, I think
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
Absorb
Yeah.
sound.
That is, I think, the last slide.
That is.
Okay.
Can we go back to just the very first area where we have the dates? I have a question about the 96 days.
Yeah.
Doesn't that bring us to May 30th rather than June 30th?
That includes closeout. So the major construction activities will be done,
Okay, thank you so much.
but
Oh,
we'll come through and we'll do a punch list. These are the things that.
Uh-huh.
And so you'll still have some contractors here and there.
Okay.
But all the plastic will be down.
Got it.
It'll be like, hey, there's a nick in this wall. I need
Mhm.
someone out here to paint
Okay.
it, or
Trap meet them all.
so this is closeout in punch list. Usually takes about a month because let's say there's a tear. We see a tear in the upholstery or something. That shouldn't happen. They'll have to order the upholstery. It's not something that would be done tomorrow. It would take some time. That is probably the worst example I could have given.
I was kind of like,
But like there's things that need to, that
If
takes
a board member makes a tear, it's a different.
I was thinking that, I was like, oh, I could just go buy it, like.
So since closeout happens after furniture final move, is that really mean closeout, check off, we've done it?
We're gone.
So punch list and closeout is there's actually two things. Punch list is where we go through and try to find out all the things that aren't complete.
Right.
And all the things that need to be fixed. And that usually takes, the contract usually gives the contractors a month to do that. That's also where they're gonna collect all the data, like here's all the maintenance for all your products, here's the final as-built drawings, that time happens there. Furniture is a little bit late. I think we have some time to move this around. That also has to include moving, so I think I actually missed the week when moving was happening. It's the week before, so usually we wanna move, get all the furniture in, and be open. This is a very conservative approach for furniture installation, because almost all of your furniture is loose furniture. We're not building cubicles for people. We're not building shelving. A little bit of shelving, but not that much. So 14 days is a lot for this.
Yeah.
How much coordination do we need with the village?
We have issued our permit sent to them.
Yeah.
So they have it as of today.
Yep.
And our hope is that they would send us any comments within 2 to 3 weeks.
I have a question. You said that this room is gonna be closed during construction, the boardroom. From 1 month to 1 month, so we can plan where to take them.
Where to take these?
Not to pass the buck to the construction manager to
Oh, yeah,
coordinate those. He does have a very detailed schedule. I did not provide that today because there's no way we could have read it. And he does say when.
And in terms of meetings, just like with some programming, we're gonna work with our intergovernmental partners, you know, whether it's the park district or the schools to find alternative locations, and they've all agreed that, you can use their space. We haven't worked out the details, but I imagine for a board meeting, we could go to, you know, park district venue or the village or something like that. We'll figure it out.
Well, I would say.
Yeah, so you have it in
What
mind.
about the big, what about the big
Meeting room.
They are
They were
gonna
putting
be
the.
putting
the-
the
the-
collection.
That's the youth library, so that's, yeah.
And Village Hall has, I mean, they have little rooms off the
Yeah,
side too,
yeah.
back there.
So
that
there's
have
River
really-
Yeah. So we'll be okay. We'll be okay. All the-
We're fairly small group.
Yeah.
Move into
Gina's
the
just-
police station.
Yeah, come to my house.
That's a great question, though.
Yeah, it is,
We'll
it
be
is.
good.
Like, we're-
And for the most part, this room, I think, remains usable.
It's because it becomes the emergency exit.
So the door has to be open.
Right. So a board meeting would be
Perfect.
technically okay,
Oh, okay.
but anything that you
So
have to close that door could be problematic during the 22-day phase.
Just get your coats and we
I'm
open
all
the
coming
door.
that way.
Yeah, no problem.
January,
It's
sounds
the
really
last
good.
month.
That's
So
like May.
maybe,
Yeah.
it's been.
That door has to stay open.
Yeah, that door has to
That
stay
door, not
open
that
with a
door.
sign
Oh,
that says
okay.
emergency
This
exit.
has to be available so people can.
Oh, I
Okay,
see,
yeah.
I see.
You can't do an executive session in here and lock the door.
Right,
Uh,
because that door has to
Right.
remain open.
Okay, so it's
Gotcha.
still
Okay.
usable for
Yeah.
meetings.
In the event of an executive session, we can find a smaller room somewhere.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right here
Okay, yes, great. Whew.
That's a good catch. That is, during one of the 22-day phase of it, the door in adult that's in the back won't be accessible. So you do need to maintain through the whole project accessibility through the building. That's not optional, even though you're under construction. So this door then acts as that.
That's that, gotcha.
I appreciate your
Thanks.
time today.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seems more real to me.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Could we get a copy of the presentation? It doesn't have to be printed.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yep,
could
I
you
will-
just
I'll
email
email
it
you
to
a
us?
copy, yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that would be great.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank
See
you.
you guys
Thank
tomorrow. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
All right, let's move forward with
Move on.
the next item on our agenda, the annual audit report.
All right, so I just texted Raj, so hopefully he'll be zooming right in.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
you should have a final copy of the audit in front of you. It should mirror what's in your packet.
Oh.
But
Oh, it's in
you can use the
blue.
one that's in front of you.
Yeah, we got you.
And while we're waiting, I will introduce, I'm not sure that all the board knows Doug Weideberg. So Doug is our finance manager. So if you don't know Doug,
Yeah, we.
Doug is our, he is our money guy, and he
Does
helps
a great
us do-
job.
Yeah, he does a great job. So, all right, Raj, hey, how are you? Can you hear us okay?
I don't think so.
Maybe not.
We couldn't hear him.
Yeah,
He
we're
was
frozen.
I know, I'm looking at the math open. Great.
You know,
Asking a question.
you know.
No.
He's looking too, like, what's going on?
Change that photo.
Okay, it's on us. I did this last time. I toggled my sound and that didn't work. So let's see if that works today. Hello? Uh-oh.
Well, audio is not there.
Hmm.
It's in the chat. We're frozen.
Well, yeah, we're all frozen.
Well, your microphone's not working. Well, that's weird.
Use a different mic.
I guess I can use the microphone on my computer.
We had some trouble getting into Celeste
need to
last
reboot that
meeting,
camera?
too.
No, it
Oh,
seems to be
now
working.
it should be working.
Can you hear us okay? Hmm.
No, we can't.
We're
hear
gonna
you.
reboot our. Yeah, let's reboot
He
that.
nodded so he can hear us.
Yeah, there's a little button on the side.
On this one here?
Yeah.
Well, I just hit it, but it didn't.
It's okay. I'll just hold it for like 5 seconds.
Didn't look, I know, it's like, it didn't look like it really.
You can unplug it or put this on.
I know, but it's not this one here, it's not that.
Well, I got a picture of you. Right?
Oh, gotcha, there we
can
go.
hear you
Good.
now.
Oh, was that good to the HDMI maybe?
You can hear us, we can hear him, that's good.
Yeah.
Good. Here's Ryan.
Yeah, that's... Huh.
Did you see?
Integrated
I was just gonna say the
camera right
video is
now.
off, yeah.
Well,
Video's
Try
off,
that
but
again?
right now the video would only show Ryan. We need
Yeah.
That
Oh,
camera
oh.
to come online.
I feel like it's fine that we just see him.
Yeah. He didn't see us.
Just talking.
I can't even turn
Ryan, are you able to hear me? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, we can.
Perfect.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you and I can see you.
Okay, well, we can see you, and the board has a copy of the audit in front of them. So, although you can't see them, here, well, I can't move my computer.
That's
It's
right,
got plugged in. So anyway, sorry about that, but we can proceed anyway.
Awesome. Well, it's good to see everybody. Hello. It's good to see you, Ryan. I won't be able to see everybody else. Well, thank you for allowing us to do the presentation and for us to do the audit again, and we appreciate that. You've got before you the audit report and also the letter that says communication with those charged with governance. If I could just have you go to the letter real quick, and we'll sort of navigate our way through. About halfway down, you'll see some significant audit matters. And by the way, I apologize. My name is Raj Nagaraj, managing partner with ATA Group, so we're the auditing firm, obviously. We had Doris, Laura, and janitor, and Brad Talbert were our staff accountants that were involved in the audit. And so I get to present and do the overview. They were the ones that really were the workforce involved in this. So, but just wanted to say thank you to Ryan and to Doug as well. Just very smooth in us getting information and documentation that we needed to do the audit. So thank you guys, I appreciate that. In the letter, as I was referring to, about halfway down, there is a significant audit matters, and it's just a lot of this letter is just repeat comments from prior years. But one thing we always just like to point out is if there is any significant auditing matters, the only disclose, in your situation is just the estimation based on the actuarial calculation and net pension asset. We don't have any control over that. That is whoever's doing your actuary. But that's just sort of an estimation, just sort of keep in mind. And I believe that is as of 12/31/24, not of your fiscal year calendar, okay? But along this line with the letter, it also asks us, or we disclose if there was any difficulties with management or in performing the audit. We did not. We were everything went very smoothly, and once again, just appreciate working with you as well. There were no corrected or uncorrected statements. The next page discusses management representations that you have reviewed the audit report, Brian and Doug, and then also signed off on the management representation letter. And if there was any other audit findings or issues, which we have not. So, okay, that's really what the letter is. And once again, this is all repeat comments. This is not anything new, but it's just part of our SAS disclosure letter, okay? The next, obviously, you have a report in front of you. And if I could get you to, or ask you to go to the very first page, past the table of contents. And you will see at the very top of that page, it says Independent Auditor's Report, and a section that says Opinions. And so happy to report, or happy to share that it was a clean audit. This is a clean opinion, and if you look at the second paragraph under opinions, it says, in our opinion, the financial statements referred to above present fairly in all material respects the respective financial position of the governmental activities of each major fund and the aggregate remaining fund information of the library district as of June 30th, 2025. So that's really your official opinion, or our official opinion on the financial statements, okay? It goes into, on these pages, it talks about the basis of our opinions as based on GAAP, or generally accepted accounting principles. It discusses the responsibilities of management. These are your financial statements, not ours. But our responsibility as well is to obtain reasonable assurance regarding the financial statements and to find reasonable assurance of not detecting any fraud that would be occurred, okay? Reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance, but not absolute assurance, so that's part of that disclosure. The next page discusses required supplementary information. There's certain items in the financials that are required to conform to the audit report. And then there's also supplementary information that's also shared as well, which we'll go very briefly through those, okay? As we go through the audit report, you'll see on page 4, beginning on page 4, 5, all the way through basically page 9, I'm sorry, not page 9, but page 7, that is all management discussion analysis. These are summaries and conclusions based on what you're providing, what the library district is about, and it goes into more summary information. These numbers are in conformity with the audit report, so I tend to skip over this to go to the audit report itself. Okay, if you go to page 10, you'll see the governmental fund balance sheet, and this is basically your statement of net position. Statement of position, okay? And we'll talk about just briefly at the top of that page, it talks about assets and cash equivalents. And I'd just like to point out that roughly we have about $11.9 million in total governmental funds in cash and cash investments. $7 million is general, $7.137 million is general, and $3.02 million is allocated to special reserves fund, which is really your capital projects. And other funds is roughly $1.7 million. Those are non-major funds, which would be like FICA or maintenance or IMRF. The cash is allocated towards that. Going back to the general funds of $7.137 million, that is roughly, if you look at your expenditures, your general expenditures for the year, that is roughly about 16 months of working capital. So I would say that's a very healthy cash reserve, if you will. And also, I know you guys are obviously doing capital projects, so that general cash is available however you need that. Okay. So that's the cash equivalents or cash investments, excuse me. And then the next page just is basically our GASB adjustment adjustments. So it takes the bottom of page 10, which talks about the total fund balances, which is 8.267 million, and it does an adjustment for GASB, generally accepted standard. So you'll see that we don't normally, in the normal statement of position or statement of balance sheet, include capital assets as a GASB adjustment. So you have about 10.1 million in capital assets. And then you'll see the liabilities, also the bonds payable, the premium on bonds payable. We have compensated absences, and then of course net pension liabilities and OPEB. So it really brings your net position to about 13.6 million, rather than the 8.267 million on page 10. And so that is the just the GASB adjustment. Okay. The next page is page 12, which is your statement of revenue and expenditures. And just some things to just point out is you have roughly 6.911 million in revenue collected. 6.2 million was property taxes and revenue. And this is on page 12, by the way. And in expenditures, you had 5.136 million. So you have an excess of revenues of over expenditures of about 1.774 million. But you also do some operating transfers. You transferred about $950,000 to the special reserves fund or capital outlay, and then also for bonds, for bond repayment, and so that's $651,000. So the net change in fund balances is roughly $173,000. And then if you look all the way over to the right, you'll see the net change overall, all government funds was $885,924. We take that number, 885,924, and we go to the next page, which is on page 13, and we start with that net change, and then we do our GASB adjustments accordingly. So we account for any capital outlays, any depreciation expense, change in pension and post-employment benefits, and then also repayment of long-term debts as well. So the change actually is a positive $1,037,000. And instead of 85,924, including your GASB adjustment. Okay. So those are the hardcore of the financial statements. The next section is really your notes section, and just a couple real small points just to bring to your attention. On page 20 is the deposits and investments, and just to basically indicate of your investments that you have. Of the 11, I believe I said 11 points, I lost my page here. Sorry, bear with me 1 second, let me just make sure I got that number right. On the 11.9 million, almost all of it is collateralized or FDIC insured or has some sort of investment. I think we were 39,000 at the bottom of note 2. That was in the Prime investment shares class, ISC, which is not guaranteed by FDIC or government or private agency. So a very small amount that was not included in that. One thing, just to back up on page 18, I just wanted to bring to your attention, we have a new GASB standard, and that standard is related to compensated absences. So we typically accrue for compensated absences related to vacation, and what we're asked to do now as part of the standard is to reduce sick time. And any sick time normally would be estimated, and that could be potentially part of the compensated absences. The nice thing is you have IMRF, so your sick time can be included as part of IMRF. IMRF will actually convert it, and so basically the net effect, no difference in change. But just to note that there is this new standard. This is the new standard called compensated absences that we have to account for. Okay. Last but not least, just wanted, as we go through the pages, you'll see like on note 4, page 21, is your capital assets. On page 22 is your long-term liabilities that discusses your long-term debt.
Nobody wants to hear about that.
You'll see the defined benefit pension plan, so OPEB related to that or other benefits. And then last, just to bring to your attention, is on page 31, it goes into the schedule liability related ratios. And just on page 31, almost all the way at the bottom left, you'll see in the year 2024, I just want to bring to your attention the percentage of 91.22%. And basically, if we look at as of December 31, 24, you were almost fully funded. So in relationship, you were 91% funded of any liability. I would consider that healthy. I've seen it anywhere as low as 80%. Some is 76% to as high as like 101, 105%. So in that range, you're at 91, which is a very healthy. Okay. So that's pretty much all of the information that I wanted just to bring to the board's attention. But overall, I think the bottom line is it's a clean opinion. So we're happy to share that. I'm happy to open it up to any questions that you would have, and hopefully I can answer them.
This is somewhat unrelated, but do you do audits for only government services or private sector, all businesses?
Did you get
So
that?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Mark.
No, I just want to make sure you heard the question. Go ahead.
I did hear, yeah, thank you. We do audits predominantly for governments and nonprofits, but we do also for-profits as well. We roughly do a little over 30 to 35 audits, reviews, and compilations. And I would say 40 to 50% are probably government entities.
Okay.
Any other questions? Wendy, do you have anything?
No, nothing, thank you.
Anyone else? This is your chance to ask.
That usually means my work is done and I've answered any questions you have.
Everybody's eyes are glazed over.
Yeah.
I know, right? Like, out of my wheelhouse.
This is often the report we get every year, though, how
Yes.
healthy we're doing. So
Yeah, it's
that's
very
really,
nice and great.
It's very comforting.
Yes.
Thank you, God.
Yeah.
We'll just double it next year, the end of this fiscal year.
All right, do we have anything else for the auditor?
Thank you very much.
All right,
Thank
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate your time. Thank you again, and we wish you everyone well. Take care.
Okay, you too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was fast.
Yes.
It's hard to even get to those pages.
I loved it. It was like
I
18,
know.
22, 30.
Perfect.
Yeah.
A lot of the content in the report is boilerplate and repeated.
Is what?
year
I'm
after year.
sorry?
So boilerplate, you'll see
Yeah.
the same thing year after year.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
look for changes. There are not a lot of changes this year, so I think
Okay.
Tell me we're in good standing.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
I know. Don't retire, okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the consent agenda. Before we do, we're gonna need to remove, I think, item 7A3, is that correct? 'Cause we don't-
8-3.
You first have to approve the audit.
Oh, sorry, we have to approve the
Yeah.
audit. Sorry, let's do that. Do we have a motion to approve the audit?
I move that the board accept the annual audit report and financial statements for FY ended June 30th, 2025 as audited by ATA Group LLP as presented.
I'll second.
All right, roll call for this one, please.
Sutton,
Aye.
Buckner,
Aye.
Eager,
Aye.
Costa Vido,
Aye.
Flores absent, Hamilton,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
ayes have it.
All right, now let's move on to the consent agenda. We're gonna have to remove item 7A3.
I will drop it off in handwriting.
We did not have
tomorrow.
that in time for the meeting, so
No, because my computer
we'll
exploded.
catch up with that next time around.
Oh, I did the wrong one. Sorry. Whoops.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
It's the building.
Buildings
Buildings
and
and
grounds.
grounds.
Okay, sorry.
My
I did
report is in the
finance.
computer that doesn't work.
Okay.
So can we have a motion?
With the consent agenda.
Yeah, just
Okay.
the
On page
auditor.
two.
Page 2,
Without-
the number 7, you're saying? Well, no?
I'll make it easy.
I
for
can
everyone.
motion.
Yeah.
motion that the consent agenda be approved as presented.
With the
With
exception
all
of.
the-
Oh,
As
sorry,
amended.
seven,
As
eight,
amended.
three,
7A3, yeah.
which I would have said except that.
Is
I'm
it the
reading
minutes
it.
Except building and grounds.
We don't have the
Point
buildings
to
around.
Do you want me to redo
This
that?
motion?
Was that one? No,
Gina-
it's
Gina's
the
got
building
You
one.
got it? Okay.
No,
Motion
it's-
to
that's it.
approve with the exception of.
I'll second that one.
All right, so
Okay.
it's
Lauren
Lauren
and
and
George.
George.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Carries. All right. President's report you have on page 64. Does anyone have any questions on the president's
I
report?
liked that you went to the Lakota Hoop Dance program. Cool. Can you teach us anything?
No. It's actually the second one of those presentations I've seen. Actually, I've seen another one before. This
Yeah.
one was, I have to say, the library found a very,
Very
very
good.
good hoop dance.
Really?
Even better than the last one I saw.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah, drag the kids to that one.
Very nice. That was my comment. Okay.
Does any other trustee have a report? Carrie, I know you were at the Friends of the Library book sale.
Oh, yes.
I saw
And
you
you
were-
read the,
With
yeah.
her.
that was
They,
very nice.
and Vicky was a big hit because this was her first time at volunteering
Oh.
at the Friends of the Library
Friends of the Library.
sale.
Okay.
And she had 6 more friends sign up.
Nice.
People sign up, well, you have
Uh-huh.
to pay, so that means more money for the library in the
Sure,
long
sure,
run,
Good.
But, I'm sure they'll give us a report, but we made just under like $1,900 on this.
I think it's about right.
Yeah, so I remember I should have come prepared with those figures, sorry. But Bob and, had sent those out and it was really good. We had, a lineup, which is always good to see, when they
Yes,
when
out
you
the
come
door.
up over to have the
Uh-huh.
lineup.
Yeah.
It didn't see a lot of the collectors that I'd seen before, so, but then we had different items out too, so we're looking forward to the next one in, February, it's Valentine's Day. And because I was thinking that was the one that was going to be postponed because of all the construction, but it's not. They'll still have that. So you won't have you'll be using the meeting room by then, won't you? Or
No,
not?
no, the
not
February
that.
book sale's definitely happening.
It's gonna happen.
Okay.
It's
way
the
normally
May
is.
book sale that is not
It's the
happening.
May one that we have to do something else
The
about.
project
Okay.
kicks off on the 17th, so right after that.
Mm,
Right,
okay.
okay, so yeah, so right, they'll have the books out, so we'll have to get that out, but no, other than that, it was, I think, successful.
All right, let's move on to Ryan's report. Page 65.
I don't have anything to add. Any questions about the report?
So is the person who they found in the parking lot okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And that there were 52 behavioral content assessments, that seems like a lot. Right?
Not really.
No, not really.
This school's back in
Okay,
session,
guys
so.
are like,
Yeah, there we go, okay, yeah.
I mean,
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
52? What?
Behavioral contact just means,
Stop
you're,
talking.
yeah, you're being too loud, keep it down.
You're in a library, shh.
Yeah. But I thought it was more than that, actually, but, yeah. And then the other male patron, there were male patrons that we were worried about.
Yeah.
That's really weird. Anyway,
Study rooms were repainted, I see.
yeah, part of like just annual or regular maintenance.
it's frustrating.
Are we allowed to talk about the person in the parking lot? Or no?
Yes.
I mean, like, is it, when everybody said, is he okay with, do we know what was going on?
It was we believe it was a drug overdose.
Right.
They, police found a needle.
That was gonna be that was the point of why I was asking. I think that everybody knows this, that I lost my brother to a fentanyl overdose in September. So I don't know if there is Narcan here. There is, okay.
There is.
Because that would be something that I would like to make sure that we have readily available.
Yeah, there's
And it just as a personal level, I think everybody should have that in their car, their, access
My
to that.
cousin earlier this year, same thing.
So,
We were very fortunate with that scenario that a police officer was driving back to the department.
Oh,
And
okay.
he literally came around the corner as our security went out there.
Okay.
So it happened very quickly.
okay, great.
Perfect.
The timing was good.
Good.
Any other questions for Ryan? If not, let's move on to old business, strategic planning update.
We continue to promote the strategic plan. I think that Dawn reached out to us. I'm trying to remember what the update was. Are we in this? Do you remember?
It was last week.
Yeah, I want to say we're in we probably are in the 600s of memory serves, but we're still struggling. I guess it's fair to say struggling. We're trying to reach the non-Wnpl users. So I know we've tried some strategies. I know Dana Alvarez, who is our Spanish-speaking liaison, was going to reach out to staff. I think she worked with Valentina in marketing to do video targeting our Spanish speakers, which I heard about today. I don't know if that's out yet or not. They posted it today. So we're doing what we can to promote it to non-users. Obviously, users are more than welcome to contribute, but looking at getting a good sample size, Don has told us you really need to try to reach those non-users, which is hard to do. It's a hard task, but we'll keep trying. So that's really the major update is the survey right
So
now.
the email that just went out that, I'm sorry, will you?
No, go ahead.
Is there something on there, and I just skimmed it briefly today, but did it say something about, if you take the survey, you're into some drawing or something?
Yeah, $250 gift card, that's correct.
I thought that's what I saw, and I thought that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I remember last week there was talk about staff going into the community to try to do the survey. Is that helping reach the non-users? Or people not doing
We've
the survey?
taken it to the lobby stops, which is at the senior living centers.
Okay.
It's been a little challenging there because they either aren't comfortable doing it themselves.
Sure, right.
We offer to help. Today's lobby stop, the gentleman got halfway through it and then he was like, it's too long, I don't want to do it anymore.
Okay.
So we bumped into a little bit of that.
Okay.
But we've only gone out to seniors.
Just senior. I was
right now.
thinking if somebody's, I don't even know if this is possible, but park district things, because there are so many families and younger people there.
So normally we partner with the large community events. This just happens to be after all of the Halloween things where we have a lot of engagement in October.
Sure.
And now we're heading into Thanksgiving where everybody's really
winding
done.
down.
And also just in the larger community, a lot of our partners are either pulling events or scaling them back if they serve Spanish-speaking families. So there's something that we do on a regular basis. They pulled it for the last 2 months. It's really, we're seeing people kind of going indoors and pulling events.
Well, I wonder if there's some hesitancy in doing the survey from
That's what the
some of the
messaging
community
was today. It was basically saying this is very anonymous. We are not keeping your data. So that's what it was, and it was in Spanish.
Sure.
It was from our Spanish-speaking staff members.
And the only other thing I can think is at sadly, but maybe the only place is at the Warren Township food bank, or places that people will feel is a necessity to go to.
Right.
That they can be, but then that's
Some people are picking up for them.
Yeah, and then it's also kind of
Teen center.
it's also kind of uncomfortable to be the one place if you are gonna go somewhere and then be hey, can you do this
can't
thing?
stop.
You know what I mean? It's a tricky. Those are
I
just
just
off the top of my
emailed
head.
my kids and all their friends. and said
District
take this
56
week.
has teacher conferences next week,
Hmm?
on Monday. District
Mhm.
56 has teacher conferences on Monday next week. I don't know.
Woodland
if
does too.
That's a good idea to have
Yeah.
someone
Oh,
there
yeah.
at
Over
each one.
there at the
At a
school.
table or something.
Monday and
Other
Tuesday.
schools or just a specific school?
all the
All
schools.
schools, yeah.
Mm.
We can see, but we are very limited in staffing.
Yeah.
on how- on
I'm not
Thanksgiving week.
working
Okay.
all
That's
week.
something
I
we
can
could help
volunteer at a
with as
table.
the
I'm not
board,
doing
or
anything
no?
else.
Yeah, that is our challenge. Next week is a tough
It's
week
a
for
right
Thanksgiving.
before
Yeah,
Thanksgiving,
yeah, because
and
we're just
people are out of
trying
town
to,
and all that
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
it's hard to,
skeletons down
And
there
we
as
can
well
only
that
do
week.
what we can do.
We
I
can,
mean,
absolutely,
you know,
yeah.
I am definitely available Monday and most of Tuesday to sit at a table if you guys would like me to.
Very nice offer.
I could do that too. I don't know which
Otherwise, I do
days, but-
puzzles and watch bad TV. So, you know.
And what's the cutoff date for the survey again?
I forget it, I did too.
what's the, I'm
The
sorry,
cutoff
what's
Cutoff
the?
date
Cutoff
for the
date
survey.
for it,
For
you know,
the
when you
survey.
say
I mean, I think we're,
Through
getting
next
there, or-
weekend,
I
I
mean,
think
yeah.
it's that, through the weekend following Thanksgiving, I thought.
yeah, maybe the
Like
Monday. after.
December,
Yeah.
November
Just not
30th.
very-
December 1st
December
is the
1st, I
Monday.
believe,
Yeah.
so it'd be that Monday.
So November
And many
30th.
levels, it's just not the
I
best.
station myself.
You know, with what's happening outside the
I don't
community and the holidays, it's just a
Yeah.
rush time.
I'm
Yeah.
lucky and not really well for it.
But the other obvious thing too, if you're comfortable, is if you have around social media for board members to share it on your social media accounts, people in your network, because you probably have some
Absolutely.
non-library users in your network.
Good point.
Especially if you have
I
access
did.
to any of the non-Facebook ones that go to the younger guys. Cause they don't check Facebook.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And if anybody lives
That's
in
for old
communities that have groups or whatever, I shared it in my
Yeah,
personal like
fair enough,
neighborhood
fair enough.
group as
Yeah.
well, because that's a fairly large demographic of people.
And I can post it in some of the groups
I
like
think
Gurney
kind of.
Moms and things like that.
Sure,
That's a
I'm
good
sure.
place.
Oh, I forgot all about that. I was gonna do that.
Yeah.
I think
Becky,
Becky-
actually
I
Becky
think Becky
texted
did.
me today to say something and I was like, oh yeah, write it down.
I think Carissa kind of found it too. actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes
I
sense that
think
we would have
she's
gotten them.
Yeah.
reached out, I saw that
Sure.
on the East Gurney.
Why is she telling us? Why can't she tell him?
Believe it or not, I'm hard to get a hold of.
On purpose, right?
It's
Directly.
men, that's why he's
not for emergency
Especially for your wife. Just a little
Right.
challenging to get a-
Emergency contact, not
She
me.
has to make an appointment.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I'm
doing a
unavailable.
good time for the library as well as
Oh,
District
yeah.
56, so.
Yep.
All right. Anything else on the strategic plan?
At this point.
If not, let's move on to Secretary's Report, page 75. This is on here because we have, if I'm looking at this,
I know. See, I know.
Caroline and Bonnie, you were both out for this one.
Well, Caroline did come, I think, but I was out for a funeral that day. So it's just Celeste and I were both out.
Yeah, I came in partially
the
through because I was
7:04.
hospitalized.
Yeah, that counts. So yeah, Bonnie will have to.
Yes, I will. I've got it written down. That I did. check.
So do we have a motion for the,
I do read my mind.
can we have a motion for the minutes?
I move the minutes of the regular meeting, October 21st, 2025, be approved as presented.
I'll second that.
All right, roll
Or do I
call,
have to stay
please.
away?
Sutton,
Abstain.
Flores, absent. Hamilton,
Aye.
Costa Vito,
Half eye?
You can say
Aye, okay.
Eager,
Aye.
Wagner,
Aye.
Kotzini.
aye. Aye.
Ayes have it.
All right, page 80, Board Policy 3020. We were discussing this at the committee meeting.
Right, and, so the question we had last time said library of things collection, and there was a question mark after. So that was a question that Gina had, and we just decided, or Rebecca said, no, there wasn't anything that we were going to have an exception for, of the library collection, the library of things collection. So we can just have consensus on that to move forward, everybody, is that okay?
Can we have a motion?
Anybody? Okay,
I move the board policy 3020, circulation, be approved as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? That carries.
Okay.
Move on to 3021, Library of Things, page 85.
Yeah, and we talked about this, and George, on page 86, Article 4, we changed continental United States to contiguous.
Yes.
And we all agreed on that too, yeah? So we have consensus on that one?
Do we have a motion?
I move that the board policy 3021, library of things, be approved as presented.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? That carries. All right. Our big work for the day, Ordinance 2025-2026-6, the annual levy ordinance.
There's one thing I want to point out on page
Yes.
91. There is an error in that first line after the grand total. It should be the aggregate sum of 7779094 instead of 904. I got a typo there, so
7, it's right under.
Grand
grand
it's the
total.
grand total should match the
Oh,
094 instead of 904.
aggregate sum.
so
got
what's in
it.
the chart is correct.
What's in the chart is
The
correct.
chart's
Okay, what's in the chart is correct.
Yes.
right.
So I just got, when it was typing it in, we transposed.
Okay.
Okay, there.
So, I will move that the board adopt ordinance 2025-2026-6 annual levy ordinance for fiscal year 25-26 be approved as amended.
I'll
second it.
Okay, roll call for this one, please.
Flores absent. Sutton,
Aye.
Wagner,
Aye.
Eager,
Aye.
Hamilton,
Aye.
Costa Viro,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
ayes have it.
All right, let's move on to our transfer of funds from corporate to bond fund. This is something we do every year so that we can pay our bonds. So I will move that,
Page 3.
yeah, sorry, trying to get this out. Move that the board approve the transfer of $650,750 from the corporate fund to the bond fund as presented.
I'll second.
And can we get a roll call for this one, please?
Caroline? Wagner,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Costa Viro,
Aye.
Flores absent. Eager,
Aye.
Hamilton,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
ayes have it.
All right. Item F, special board statement. So there are two versions of this statement. The one that's in the packet, and there's an amended version or a separate draft that Ryan forwarded this afternoon. I am not married to either one, just to be clear. The board asked that I write a strongly worded letter. I think either one of these counts. Ryan, your thoughts?
Yeah, so the reason I appreciate George's letter, and I thought it was great, and I personally completely agree with every piece of it. But looking it over, thinking about it, talking it over with staff, I took some of the core elements of George's letter and incorporated some information for the public about what we can and can't do. So it's simpler language. We're trying to make this accessible to the community and make it easier for staff to translate to Spanish. The revised statement emphasizes what we can do, can legally do. It's about communicating with our community. Some of the, what I would argue is confrontational language towards federal government is removed. And it's, just clearly stating our procedures and protections that exist, what we can and can't do. So that's the reason behind offering an alternative version, but it's ultimately the board's decision. I reached out to Celeste. She didn't get a chance to look at the revised version, but I think I do want to share what she said, because she said, if it has any language like the Waukegan tension about public space, I'd probably rather not have any type of statement. So I pulled up, I just got this before the meeting. So I pulled up the Waukegan Township statement, and it's, Waukegan Township remains committed to a safe, welcoming, and supportive space for all residents. Our services and programs will continue to operate as usual, and our facilities remain open and accessible to the community. We understand there are concerns about our area, about possible federal immigration enforcement activity in the event that ICE or other federal agents are seen near or around detention facility. Please know that. And it tells what they can do and not do by law.
Similar to it.
Similar.
Yeah.
And then community members with questions or concerns can contact our hotline for questions about what kick intention programs. Together we continue to move forward, informed, united, and resilient and gratitude. So I will admit that my message is very similar to what Celeste didn't like about the Waukegan Township. So, but I wanted to share that with the board. That was her perspective. So,
And I will say this: we shouldn't have to be doing this.
Nope, of course
It is-
not.
It is absurd.
It's
But
bumpers.
in the theater of the absurd that we're living in today,
Yes.
the fact that we have a platform and can make a statement is something that puts us in a different position than most people. This statement shouldn't be my statement. It should be the board's statement. And it should be something that the board and the library and Ryan and the staff can stand behind. We can't say what we want to say because there are things that we would love to be able to do that we can't do. You know my
Why
position.
not? I thought anybody can do anything they want now.
Yeah, my position personally is that I don't want anyone, federal, state, aliens from Mars, I don't care, coming into our library and harassing our patrons or telling us what we can and cannot do in our space. That's my stance. My statement is a little preachy, I will admit.
I'm gonna interject one thing here, George. The last one where you might try reading and like, these are good suggestions, but no. So I've read two or the three, and I'm like, okay, there's one more I can do. But I appreciate that. That was a really cute perspective.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Yeah, and thank you for taking the time
I
to
agree.
put it together.
I'm trying to put it in words without losing
Mhm.
it. Yeah. So thanks for, I do think we should still post something.
Right,
um,
but
not
The
inflammatory.
question is
yeah,
which one?
Ryan, no.
Well, which
Or-
one, or are there any
something
changes
else,
you'd like,
yeah.
is there something you'd like to change in either one of these that would make it the statement of the board? Because again, this shouldn't be my words or Ryan's words, this should be the board's
I'm
words.
gonna be pretty honest. The both of them are very long for somebody to sit and read the whole thing and get all what we want in there. I just don't know if there's anything that maybe we've repeated somewhere that might make it more concise.
And I like how specific it is about, you don't need to show your ID, you don't have to blah, blah, blah. You know, that, I think, like somebody said something very direct. You just lay it straight out as much as we can. And so I think we should focus on that part, like, come, you don't have to do anything, we aren't gonna take your name. And then what the law is. I mean, those are important things for anybody to know.
All right, just an idea.
Okay, so what if were
Yeah,
you
just-
suggesting it or
I was
asking
just
for
gonna
people
say,
to
I'm
suggest
just asking.
ideas?
If we were to start with item A, which was in the packet, or item B, which is at your table, which one does the board seem to feel is the better of the two? To start with.
B.
Okay.
I
let's-
like A, but
I like
that's-
A too.
I'm gonna
so-
keep
Yeah,
A for
Yes,
perpetuity, but
my
this one,
while I agree completely
I
with
do
what
too.
you said, George, I was concerned that some of that could come back unfavorably on the library.
And again,
we don't
no
want that.
judgment.
Right.
And we don't want that, that's
Yes.
for sure. We wanna stay,
I'm not judging.
yeah.
My statement is a little bit strong because you asked for a strongly worded
Right,
letter.
that's right.
This was a strongly worded letter, not necessarily
And
a
see,
diplomatically
I think
worded
B
letter.
is a little soft.
Well,
But it depends on what our purpose is here. Is it to show our patrons that we're here and welcoming and they will be safe as much as we can provide them safety? It's not a soapbox for us to say exactly how we feel, which we all agree. It's
Which is
George's
why
way.
I think this is pretty long.
Well, that's
what
for
I
somebody
was
to
gonna
sit and
suggest.
read through it is like
I prefer, like, I wish that we could, and I really am trying to hear Celeste and I got upset with things earlier in the village and stuff, about messages that are supposed to be taking a stand that are so neutral they're not taking a stand at all, and there's no point in doing that. So I prefer George's. I didn't know if I, I would probably change some of it anyway. It's not my words, but if we were going to come to a compromise, what if we did something like the first paragraph, the second paragraph, take out the third paragraph, keep the fourth,
This is on
keep
B?
the fifth
In the
on
new one,
Ryan's,
in the
yeah.
new one, yeah.
Like just to start getting rid of some, like the libraries are
First
places
and
of
second.
knowledge and anyone is welcome, that
Yeah.
everybody
We
knows that
already
kind
know
of stuff,
that's
yeah.
our mission
So
statement,
just a
yeah.
scratch across that, so 1, 2, no 3, yes on
Yes,
4,
I like that.
Or,
yes on 5, right?
I think if we
and-
say we have clear procedures in Illinois law, we don't need we wanna be honest. We are being honest above, saying the same thing.
Right, let's see.
Right.
No,
Illinois
it's
law
two different
protects your
things, though.
library
One is
records.
talking
We will
about
not
sharing
share.
information, the other one's talking about,
Access.
access, yeah.
You could take out that line though, we want to be honest with you, you could just start it
Sure,
with as a
sure.
public building.
As a,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
We cannot legally prevent law enforcement from entering, but we can and we will protect your privacy to the full extent that Illinois law allows.
That's right.
We will serve everyone.
Maybe
Like-
flip them then, so where it says Illinois law, we're continuing to talk about law without something in between. Well, I guess that says legal too.
And maybe
Yeah.
just that whole, we will serve everyone,
Yeah.
just get rid of that, just for wordiness. These are uncertain times, but this much is certain, Warren Newport Public Library will remain a place where everyone is welcome.
And get rid of, we will serve everyone in our community with dignity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just take that out.
That should be an understanding.
So like 1, 2, get rid of paragraph 3 and get rid of 3,
Paragraph-
4, 5,
I'm not
6.
sure we need, we will serve, and it tells everything about the community, and then uncertain times.
That's the one we're
This is
talking
That's
about.
what we're talking
We will
Right,
serve, we're gonna
taking
get
that,
rid
they're
of.
taking that one out,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
it's like,
Yeah.
doubling down.
So we would take out number 3.
And number, I think 7
7.
or 5,
And then the,
6,
and
no,
the,
8, sorry.
and the we want to
Would
be honest
yeah,
with
Yes.
you.
that's
Yeah.
coming out too.
So on that
So get rid of this.
one paragraph, these are uncertain times, if
We
you
wanna be
wanna
honest with you, so we
keep
would
the
just say
dignity
that.
and respect, you could say where everyone is welcome
As a-
and served with or treated with dignity and respect, if you wanted to keep that piece.
So, let me see if I've got this right.
Okay, with that.
If there is a person that is targeted by the ICE representatives and they come to the library and ICE follows them to the library, what is the procedure?
Nothing. The ICE can do what they want.
We
ICE
can't
In
can
stop.
do
public
what
areas.
They want and
They
take
can
them
come
out.
in here, they can
Right.
go into us wherever.
And
This
in
is a public
areas,
space, so the public spaces are open to the public.
Not the employee
Yeah,
spaces.
the
Right.
public, whether we like it or not, includes federal law enforcement.
Okay.
So can we somehow take this first set of sentences and then sort of combined it with the fourth section? Cause it seems like, things difficult, people aren't sure, if you're worried, kinda
Maybe we
put
should
them together.
get rid of number 2, maybe.
Yeah,
The
And then,
mission,
yeah, and then
Mission.
just go right straight down to number 4, the 4th paragraph. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
John?
Yeah.
yeah.
I think you can do that.
Yeah,
And edit
Yeah.
it so it flows.
Right.
So.
so get rid of number
those
2 and 3.
Oh, 2 and
2
3.
and
So
3.
these past few
and-
weeks have been difficult. We've heard from you, we see you. If you're worried about coming to the library, please know this.
And then
Yes.
You do
our
not need
law
to do this,
protects
this, and
you.
this, and then the law.
And the
And then
law.
what we can do here and what we
procedure.
can't do,
Yep.
which
Yep.
is important for them to know.
And then as a public building, we cannot do this and this, and
Yes. These
I mean-
are uncertain times.
Yeah.
I think that works.
So I
So,
thought we cut out, and cutting out these
Yeah,
uncertainties.
just-
I think that's
yeah,
far better.
yeah, and
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, definitely
More
better.
Do you
Yeah.
have that okay?
So we're removing the,
Okay.
these are uncertain times, but this much is certain. That clause?
yeah. No, we're keeping
No, I think
that.
we're keeping that.
We're keeping
We're
that,
just
okay.
taking out, we want to be honest with you in
Yeah, and then
the,
just
Paragraph
going
7,
to
got
as.
it.
No, we are
Capital
taking out
A.
these are uncertain times, but this is clear. I thought we were cutting out that whole sentence.
Where?
oh,
these
I
are
thought we were doing the one
uncertain
above it.
No, it was
No,
the
we'll ser-
paragraph above
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
that
Paragraph
We will
above.
serve
Okay.
everyone in our community with dignity, that's what we're getting rid of.
Okay.
And then they said if you wanted to write the words dignity
still on.
and respect, like these are uncertain times,
Yeah.
but this much is certain. Warren Newport Public Library will remain a space where everyone is welcome and treated with dignity and respect, or something like that. And then at least it gives those two words.
Okay.
And then
I like that, yeah.
I don't like the word dignity for some reason because it sounds negative.
I think it makes it wordy too.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
just get rid of that.
Yeah.
I don't
Where
know.
everyone is
say
welcome, period.
Everyone,
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
one are we dropping?
On
Just
the
nothing.
second to the last paragraph, when we were gonna add and treated with dignity and respect, just
Or
get
with-
rid of
right.
that.
So
Yeah.
just take,
Just
Yeah.
say,
Where everyone's welcome,
I-
short and.
I
to the
would
point.
kind of like to ask if anybody would feel very against Georgia's one line from 1 to 3rd paragraph, last sentence. We know we cannot bar you from our facility, but we want you to know your presence is not welcome here. Look at you guys.
Everything in this letter is to the community. That's
Not
the
to
only
them.
line that would be for
Yeah.
a
That's a
completely
good way to-
different audience.
right.
Think about
and
it.
Yeah.
if
Who
you-
are we speaking to?
Yeah.
We'd like to speak to them.
Yeah.
Yes, but, and it could put the library in a difficult
And that's
position.
what I was thinking about the dignity and respect is I don't want anybody to feel like we're talking down to them. Or be
Oh,
feeling
you
like
think
they're
so?
oppressed and
It's a
it's coming at them,
Grade
like,
level too.
you know?
I feel like if these are not native English speakers, you have to look at it from a
That's
How
true.
clear we
Yeah.
can
Right,
get
a
there.
translation.
Right.
very
concise.
basic
Yep,
and
yep,
concise.
yep.
Mhm.
And those words may mean
Thanks for
totally
this one.
different things somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that the clearer, more concrete message maybe is the best
Mhm.
way
Yeah.
to go.
My last question is the signature with respect and solidarity thoughts.
Mm.
Yeah, that's.
It feels very kumbaya.
My Christmas card is gonna say "Be merry and resist."
Do
if
we-
anybody
do you-
cares,
do you wanna
so
be-
we can
do
put
we-
Well,
that.
do you want it to be sincere?
Do a
since-
little
need a
peace sign at the
salutation?
bottom and then
Can we
sign
do a middle
Ryan's name.
finger
Like-
salutation?
No, so just.
But do you want it to be, or just sincerely the board of, or just the board of trustees?
I
Yeah,
say, I
just
don't
do it
think
that
we
way.
need
Just
the,
get rid of the respect.
Keep
piece.
fighting the good fight.
Sincerely.
yeah.
And do you want my questions, or concerns, my contact information in there? Just fine with
Are
me.
you comfortable with that,
I
Ryan?
don't. That's you.
Sure.
That's,
Yeah.
that's
That's his
personal,
job.
man.
That is his
Yeah, I was
job.
gonna say-
Okay, good one.
You just, I'm not Bonnie.
That's what you're paying him.
There you go, Wendy.
We don't get paid. We're
I'm not gonna pay you.
That's right.
No, no,
All right, no, I like that.
we appreciate everything you
Yeah.
guys
Of course
I
we
just,
do.
I
And
don't think we
everyone
need the
else.
salutation piece. We can just say the board of trustees.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
board, I think it's what the consensus is, right?
Yeah,
Just the board
for
of
sure.
trustees.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay,
very
so we
nice.
will,
Do we
so I,
Too, thank you.
Do we need the "We're here for you"?
If you have questions or concerns.
Yeah,
Is that
probably.
John?
No.
further,
Yeah,
it was no.
It's short and sweet.
We
Yeah.
said it.
English
Short
further
paragraph.
than-
okay, so we
I
will,
know.
just to recap, paragraph 1 keeping, getting rid of paragraphs 2 and 3, keeping paragraphs 4, 5, 6. We want to be honest with you, eliminating that from paragraph
Yes,
7 at the
just start
beginning.
with as a public
Eliminating
building.
paragraph 8, paragraph
Nine.
9
stays.
stays, and then if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out.
Yep.
And then board of trustees, Warren Public
That's
Library
right.
District.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, so we'll work on, we can post this as soon as we get it translated, because we'll want to post it in English and Spanish.
So is there, that's a good point. So you're gonna put it on the website for us here, or no?
On the board page.
Yeah.
On the board?
Yeah.
So what I was gonna ask is if some of us are on community websites and things of such nature, could we put it on our own Facebook page or just let it go? What do you think?
Welcome to link to it, yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because I imagine we'll probably put it on our Facebook and it's when it's
Okay,
ready,
I
and
just
you
didn't
can
wanna overstep
reshare
with
it. So
that,
yeah,
but I would definitely
Yeah.
put it
Yeah.
there. Okay.
but and I appreciate your thoughtful conversation on this, and I think this is, I think this is meaningful, and I know it's not maybe as strong as some board members would like, and like the non-library director, Ryan, would like to make a stronger statement, but the
Yeah, we all
smart, let's put it
Right.
the library
Well,
director
and
thinks
I think what
this is the way to go.
Rebecca said is that we're speaking to our patrons.
Right.
As much as we
I
like to
agree.
speak
Yeah,
to the other
yeah.
guys, this is what we're doing.
Maybe if we had to write a letter to someone who was more you know what I mean, like arguing against us allowing
That's
people
different,
into, you
yeah.
know, but
And
I
don't
think the
forget,
audience is right.
the copy that I wrote is going to be permanently part of our records as well, because that's
Oh,
posted on our
good
site.
point.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
point. That's a good point.
It's in the packet.
But I like that it's shortened and more clarified,
Yes.
especially
Yeah.
because we know that we have a lot of minorities in
Well,
the Warren Newport Library. People who may not read real well in English, but also
That's gonna be
just
outstanding.
people do not have the same kind of attention span that they used to. So like if I see something like, here, read this on an email, even if it's from the principal, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So,
So
and
we
so
could
being
send something
like that
concise,
to
I
our
always talk too
representative,
much.
too.
It's always been my
Oh.
thing.
Right.
Go ahead,
Make
Lauren.
it concise and
Is-
short.
Are we like sharing this with Celeste before? Are we motioning this? Are we doing anything? Or are we just like, because we basically have a consent, whatever, it doesn't,
I think the sooner we get this out there, the better,
Yeah.
and maybe we can just send it to her.
And there's
Um,
also, I mean, we all have said that we feel a certain way as our individuals and personally, but that's not what this is.
or it-
Yeah.
That's right.
So that's why it's like we need to try to take some of the emotion out of it that we all feel.
Yeah. Well, and I think maybe if
Because
what
it's
you
not
read,
personal.
Ryan, about the Waukegan board, this emulates more of that statement that Celeste
said no
approved of.
thanks.
It's
No, she-
it's a very neutral statement, and that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
The important thing is this is a statement. This is not policy.
Right,
Right.
sure.
Our policies already protect our patrons, and that's one thing that we've confirmed.
Mhm.
To the extent that we can, we have reviewed our policies and ensured that we're good there.
Yeah.
And that's something that we have always been very cognizant of: patron privacy, patron dignity, etc. That's all covered. The thought about somebody using our parking lot as a staging area, we already have no parking signs.
Mhm.
That's already covered. We will not hesitate to tow someone if they're using our parking lot improperly.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter if you're ICE or, again, men from Mars.
And we
You
don't
crash
have
your
to state
spaceship,
that.
we're towing you.
Yeah, we don't have to state that.
So we
I
don't
like it.
really have to make any changes to our policy through an ordinance or anything like that. This is a statement to our patrons about what we can do and how we can help them.
Okay.
So we
So,
can let
we have this in
Helen-
here as a possible action. What I will suggest, so that the board has acted on it,
Mhm.
I will move that the board instruct Ryan to post the updated revised statement as we've amended to our library sites. Do we have a
I'll
second?
I'd second, yeah.
I would tell-
All right, roll call for this one.
Eager,
Aye.
Bogner,
Aye.
Hamilton,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Flores absent, Costa Viro,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
ayes have it.
And when you get it typed up, would you mind sending us the revised copy
Mhm.
of that?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we can
That
Yeah.
would be good.
And somebody is notifying Celeste about this, correct?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
definitely
Right.
send it out to her and let her know.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be nice, just, and maybe even before we post it, just the board, you know, we made
Board
these
wanted to do
edits and this is
something.
what we, yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
and we hope that you're,
We don't wanna
Okay,
cause you
but
any
it-
more to worry about.
and that's what I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
like,
the
I
thing, you know?
really do feel, understand what she's saying, that sometimes wishy-washy is, it just, no thanks, thanks but no thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I want her to, again, we all just voted, so even if she voted no, it's still gonna be posted anyway, but just out of like common courtesy to her and as a board member and
Sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And she's coming from a very real personal fear and everything else, but like, there's, like after last board meeting, I got lots of messages about, when you don't say anything versus when you say something and what happens and what can happen again, that it's brought up a lot of cultural and historical trauma, which is also one of the reasons I wanted to be more concise about the statement, was to take the personal piece of it out, because this is a public board and a public, so I like emotionally and respectfully absolutely feel for Celeste, but she's going through a lot, and it's a lot with the emotion running high with not just family, but with what's going on around us. It might be hard to separate those.
Well, I get emotional about it too. I mean, you know, but it's,
Me too, yeah.
so I definitely feel, my husband's written to the two representatives
Same
that we
here.
have, and
That's
I've done that, and I.
Keep donating money.
They're
the wrong ones.
I know, but
Unfortunately,
they need to know that their
unfortunately, that's what
constituents
it's
feel this
going
way,
to
you
take,
know.
is more, you know, everybody, you know, and not just with this situation, but a lot of the situations that are going on, that's our tool, from what I understand, being a new American, is that you write to your representatives and, you know, let them know. You might have to write several letters and, you know.
Hundreds, thousands.
And sometimes you don't get word, but sometimes you do, you know.
I think that one of the big issues is, yes, we are part of a township, which is part of a county, which is part of a state, which is part of federal, and what's coming down is federal.
At the same time, though, and I want to be clear for everyone here, we are an independent entity. So we have no direct funding from the federal government. We have no direct authority controlling us from the federal government. They can act on their own, but we don't have to cooperate in any way, and we don't. We have no reason to. There's no strings that they can pull. So what they can do, but what we can do, we can do. And we leave it at that.
Yep.
Thank you both for writing,
Yeah.
putting into words what a lot of us feel.
Remember, I come from an immigrant family
I
myself.
know. I
right?
thought that when I was reading this.
You can tell.
No, it's honest, yeah.
We all do.
Yeah, we all.
So, right.
Okay, we got 10 minutes, so we're
All right.
gonna hold up
Yeah,
the staff, so let's
We're
get moving.
running late already.
I don't wanna,
Important.
All right.
That's next.
Yeah.
Next on here,
remember, letter G?
G, year-end bonus for staff. So this is a thing we like to do every year, a tradition in the board, that we have it's really just a token,
Yeah, but it's something.
but it's something.
Yeah.
We want to celebrate our staff, and this is how we do it. Would anyone like to make the motion?
I will.
Go ahead, Karen.
Okay. I make the motion that the board celebrate WNPL's wonderful library staff for their service to our community, and that we acknowledge their excellent work with the staff bonus included in the current budget prior to December 31, 2025.
I'll second that.
Roll call for this one, please.
Gonna say how much?
What? Oh,
Yeah.
we don't have it included in here.
I was
No,
wondering,
I was
yeah.
wondering that too.
I thought
How
just
much is
everybody
that?
would be-
I know we went up in the budget because due to inflation.
Yeah,
so
that's what I-
we went up for $75.
That's what I was thinking, too. It's always
Like I said,
been
it is
50,
very,
but it's gotta be
it is
more.
very symbolic. I think it's
75, let's just say it is.
Yeah, it's $75.
With the staff bonus of 75 included, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Good for you, Gina, you always catch on.
I thought about it too. I was like, is that not part of what, because it's in the budget?
I just assume that everybody
We knew
knows
what
that
it was,
I
yeah.
am new and I don't,
Me
so
too.
that's okay.
That's
Some other
okay.
time.
We're-
Aye.
This,
Egan?
we're the newbies.
Aye.
Hamilton,
Aye.
Flores, absent, Costa Viro,
Aye.
Buckner,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
ayes have it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
Yay,
guys.
yay.
All right, other potentially actionable items for the agenda, you see on the list. If there's anything else to add, let us know. All right, public forum. Does anyone wish to address the board in public forum? Seeing no one. Announcements. Staff Development Day Thursday. Library's closed for Thanksgiving as well, so 2 Thursdays in a row will be closed. Committee of the Whole meeting, December 2nd. I will not be physically present. So I don't know if Celeste can make it. If not, we'll need a president pro tem to start the meeting. I will try to connect remotely.
Okay.
So that's the December 2nd,
Second.
right?
Yes.
Committee of the whole. So, carry your Wendy.
Legislative breakfast. I don't know who is able to go, if anyone is able to. Do we still have time to sign up?
Celeste is going,
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
And then we've got the regular board meeting and special board meeting, and then our closures for Christmas and New Year's on here. Anything else? All right.
I don't think I can come to the December 16th meeting. Is that's not that
The
special
regular-
one?
No, the
Okay.
special one is the
No,
22nd.
22nd in the morning.
Can you just mark me down? I know for a fact I cannot. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Better to know ahead.
Yeah.
All
I have a
right.
job board meeting that day. A paying board meeting.
There are boards that pay?
I was gonna say, I
on the
went
board.
to other
Yes,
boards and
like
they are
Ryan.
paid.
No, I know. I've been to too many board packets and together. in my
All
life.
right.
So-
We're running very low on time,
I know.
Yeah.
but we need to enter into executive session. So I will move that the board enter into executive session per 5 ILCS 122.C1 to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body with the executive director, Ryan Livergood, present for a portion of the discussion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Roll call for this, please.
Sutton,
Aye.
Eager,
Aye.
Hamilton,
Aye.
Flores, absent, Costa Viro,
Aye.
Buckner,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
ayes have it.
All right.
Did-
Okay, we have reconvened at 9:35 p.m. There are no actions as a result of executive session, so do we have a motion to adjourn?
I move. We adjourn.
I second.
Wait, so Bonnie moved,
Lauren second.
Lauren seconded.
Oh.
All right. Wait for Ryan to write that
Sorry,
down.
we're keeping.
Oh, you go ahead. I got it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? We have adjourned at 9:35 p.m.
All right.